The first step involved cutting clean holes in the metal frame to create proper spaces for wire outlets. Solar panel wiring was also routed through the roof, and solar panels were positioned to ensure future electrical needs would be met efficiently. A rectangular opening was then cut just above the existing windows. This space served as a slot for a small glass convertible window that would bring in fresh air and extra light. Another hole was made on the exterior side of the van to install a receptacle outlet. After the wiring preparation, insulation work began. The roof was insulated first for temperature control, followed by the top areas surrounding the windows. Next came the wooden framework. Wooden beams were cut and aligned along the walls and roof to create a supportive interior frame. A circular saw was used to cut these beams into the precise shapes needed for framing around the windows and corners. A large wooden sheet was then measured, trimmed, and fitted into the new interior frame. A rectangle was cut into the sheet to accommodate the window. More sheets were shaped and installed, with openings added afterward for wires, outlets, and ventilation. A small pipe was glued into position as part of the structural setup. Once all glued sheets were set, a sanding machine was used to smooth out edges, cutouts, and surfaces for a clean finish. Additional beams were cut to begin ceiling framing. One by one, these beams were attached with glue and nails while leaving intentional gaps for wiring and the planned sunroof. A headliner panel similar to those found in standard vehicles was installed at the front portion of the van. This panel included built-in handles and sun visors that could be lowered to block direct sunlight. More beams were spaced evenly across the floor, and foam insulation boards were cut precisely to fit between them. Two large subfloor panels were placed over this foundation and secured with nails. A thin underlayment sheet resembling opaque paper was rolled across the subfloor for smoothness. Vinyl flooring sheets were then laid on top and fixed securely with adhesive and nails. Pre-cut border trim pieces were glued around the edges and along the rear step. Tape held them in place temporarily until the adhesive set. The final result was a sturdy and polished camper van floor. More wooden beams were cut and arranged neatly across the hind end of the van to form the structural base for the bed. Each beam was aligned with care to support the weight evenly. A sturdy plywood sheet was placed on top of the beam frame to create the bed platform, and additional plywood panels were attached along the sides for reinforcement. Wooden sheets were then measured and trimmed precisely to form various compartments. The first enclosed compartment was designed for a compact toilet area, providing both privacy and practicality inside the small space. This seating section was paired with a fixed table that served as the main dining and workspace. The combination allowed comfortable usage during meals, planning, or light indoor activities. Above the bed, another storage unit was created using the same wood cutting and fastening process. Each sheet was cut with accuracy to ensure tight-fitting edges. Separate compartments were built for an oven and other kitchen appliances. Metal drawer slides were installed to allow smooth pushing and pulling of drawers, giving a clean, seamless experience similar to standard household cabinetry. Wooden doors were then cut for the overhead shelves. These doors, often referred to as cabinet fronts, were fixed using small hinges and magnetic catches to keep storage spaces closed securely. More covers were crafted and installed over compartments throughout the interior, producing a tidy and organized appearance. A narrow shelf was attached near the entrance using the same woodworking steps. This created an easy access spot for daily essentials. The interior wheel arches, which created bumps inside the van due to the external tire placement, were then enclosed. Wooden sheets were measured and shaped to create smooth coverings for these wheel wells. By the end of this construction stage, the van's interior looked organized, practical, and ready for the next steps of the conversion process. A new stage of the van conversion began with precise cutting along the body of the vehicle to install a small, white, rounded hatch. This hatch created an exterior access point for future storage and utilities. A filler compound made from a mixture of putty and hardener was prepared next. This mixture was applied across nail holes, gaps, and minor imperfections on the wood and metal surfaces to create a smooth, unified base. Once the filler dried, a power sander was used to smooth every wooden surface. This sanding step helped the later paint and finish to sit evenly without bumps or rough textures. Newspaper sheets were taped across the ceiling to protect the upper interior from overspray. Transparent plastic sheet was also hung to separate the driver's cabin from the camper area. Spray gun was used to apply the first white layer to the interior walls. Loose compartments waiting to be installed were also sprayed in white to match the van's clean interior look. When the paint dried, fine sandpaper was used to smooth the painted surfaces. This light sanding prepared the walls and compartments for a second layer of paint. After the paint had settled, all newspaper and plastic coverings were removed carefully. Some compartments were painted green to highlight them as decorative accents inside the camper layout. The ceiling panels, which retained a natural wooden look, were polished to bring out a warm shine. LED strip lights were glued onto the yet-to-be-installed compartments, creating a soft, indirect lighting for nighttime use. These compartments were then placed inside the van and fixed firmly into their designated sections. Hinges were attached and wooden doors were installed to close the shelves and create tidy storage areas. A large plywood slab was cut to serve as the main countertop for the camper kitchen. The edges were sanded precisely to avoid splinters and uneven corners. On the opposite side of the slab, space was prepared for a cooking stove. The slab surface was sanded again, and wooden side panels were attached for a framed, finished appearance. The dining table was prepared next. A sturdy metal stand was fixed underneath to attach the table securely later to create a compact dining area. The kitchen slab was polished to enhance the grain and coated for durability. Remaining compartments were installed one by one, completing the storage layout. Ventilation screens were glued above the bed area to improve airflow inside the camper. The wall around the window frame was painted and the window was secured in place. A second window was fixed at the back of the van to brighten the bed section. Patterned wallpaper was pasted to add character to the interior. The faucet and sink were installed properly and the kitchen slab was mounted. The stove was fixed securely. The dining table was finally placed on its stand. With all elements set, the kitchen area was fully completed. Wallpaper was applied to the toilet area to protect the walls from moisture and to give the compact washroom a clean and finished look. A circular opening was cut into the washroom sink to create a proper drain path. Wooden slabs were measured and cut for the showering area. The shower base was then placed into the washroom section. A small window was fitted into the washroom wall to provide ventilation and reduce humidity buildup. Holes were cut along the lower body of the van for the plumbing lines. A freshwater tank was mounted securely beneath the van. Pipes were connected tightly to deliver water to the sink, shower, and kitchen area. A separate tank for gray water was installed to collect wastewater safely. Electrical preparation followed. Wiring for lights, switches, and outlets was completed throughout the interior. An electricity meter and a set of deep cycle batteries were placed under the bed platform. Camping roof, shade was fixed to the exterior side of the van. A diesel air heater was installed to keep the interior warm during colder nights. A hole was cut for the hot air outlet vent, and the vent was secured firmly in place. The interior was cleaned thoroughly after all installations. Dust, wood chips, adhesive spots, and paint residue were removed to reveal a tidy and polished living space. Soft cushions were placed on the compartments that served as seating benches on both sides of the dining table. The dining table featured a central support system that allowed it to spin downward when needed. This simple adjustment transformed the dining nook into a small extra bed or a cozy sofa. The entire van transformation came together as a warm, functional little home on wheels. The developing interior slowly shifted from an empty cargo shell into a livable environment. Functional zones began feeling like parts of a small home rather than pieces of a van. Every cut, panel, fixture, and connection shaped a space built for adventure and comfort. Ready for travel, rest, and countless new memories on the road ahead.